Well, a very good afternoon to you, Tabile, here from the North Gauteng High Court. And certainly we just heard that Oscar Pistorius' bail has been extended. To join us now to tell us a bit more about the proceedings today, what we've heard about this verdict, the final verdict by Judge Thokozile Masipa. I'm joined now by Laurie Peters, who is going to tell us a bit more about all the legal jargon also that we've heard inside court. Laurie, thanks for your time. Laurie, I think let's just start with, obviously you were saying to me just a few minutes ago you were expecting Oscar Pistorius' bail to be extended?
Yes, I did expect it to be extended. The amount of bail was originally set very high. I didn't think they would increase that bail or change any of the conditions. It was unlikely at this point. Although the selling of his properties did indicate that he may be an increased flight risk, I really didn't see any changes there, so no surprises.
Well, I want to look at the verdict, the full verdict. Do you think it was fair?
I do think parts of it were very fair, and I have a couple of issues with a couple of other parts of it. So I think, you can't please everybody all of the time. I also, had I been any sort of a judge, would have acquitted him on the shooting out of the sunroof. I really didn't think that the witnesses were very strong there, and I don't believe that the state proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he fired those shots. The culpable homicide charge, she expanded on her reasoning for the culpable homicide verdict. I think that the state still may have some legal recourse, and I am half expecting an appeal on that. The possession of ammunition charge, I think there may be grounds for appeal there too. I won't go into it now. And the Tasha's restaurant, I think, yes, there was sufficient evidence, the witnesses were strong, and the conviction was in line, yes.
What factors would Judge Masipa need to take into account looking at the sentencing? What possible sentence are we looking at here? Is it at the judge's discretion?
The sentence on culpable homicide is completely at the court's discretion. There is no mandatory minimum sentence. The maximum sentence is 15 years. So we could be seeing at sentencing anything from a correctional supervision sentence that he can serve at home right through to a 15-year incarcerative sentence. So that would be pretty much depending on the mitigating and the aggravating factors that they do present at the sentencing hearing.
Right, Laurie Peters, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Let me talk to some people now here on the streets here at the North Gauteng High Court. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. You've been standing here for hours now. What's your take on Judge Masipa's final verdict?
Well, thank you very much, Chriselda. I think as an independent and an ordinary South African who's not trained on matters of law, I believe that this case has just been a demonstration to the whole wide world that our justice system and our legal system in South Africa is independent, reliable, and is not influenced by whatever is happening around.
All right, so you're totally satisfied?
I believe that the state may want to appeal the case, and I believe that the fact that what has happened in this court here today or throughout this time, it will not influence what is going to happen in the next court. I think it's something to appreciate about the justice system we have down here.
Thank you very much. Let me bring you in, sir, as well here. Thank you so much for your time. You've also been standing here for a couple of hours. Do you think, what's your take on Judge Masipa's verdict?
Yes, I think we must respect her judgment. He's a judge. You and I, we are not judge. So those who are dissatisfied, I think even National Prosecuting Authority, they can appeal.
Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you very much. Let me bring some other South Africans in as well. Sir, what do you think of Judge Thokozile Masipa's verdict?
I've listened it on the radio. When you're outside, you're not actually aware of how the legal system works. But in terms the way she was explaining all the technicalities in terms of that, I think it shows on our system that, there's more as South African to learn about the system, because you can see that the emotions have to get away from the final decisions in terms of convictions. So it shows and it makes us South Africans to actually be aware of our legal system. I think
So you're basically impressed. You've got an education lesson there.
Aspects of the case.
All right, thank you very much, sir, there for your time. Unfortunately, Tabile, that's all we're going to have time for. But if I could just tell you right here behind me, this is the scene outside the North Gauteng High Court now, as everybody waits for Oscar Pistorius to jump into the vehicle that usually brings him here to court. Certainly, everybody's going to be looking for reaction as well from the Pistorius family, from the Steenkamp family as well, with regard to what their thoughts are on the verdict this afternoon. But I'll hand it back to you in studio now.
Thank you, Chriselda. That was SABC reporter Chriselda Lewis reporting live from the North Gauteng High Court.